Hi everyone, it's Amanda. Today I'm going to be doing my February TBR. For happy month of love. I'm so happy you're here. I'm so happy we're here, and we are cruising on through 2024 already. I feel like January went by so quickly, and I just know that February is going to go even quicker, so I'm stressed. But I've been loving the books that I've been reading, so it's been a good year. I've only had one horrible book so far, but we're not going to talk about her. But yeah, before we get started, be sure to like and subscribe down below for more bookish content from me. I'd love to have you here. Even though this month is the shortest month of the year, I have quite a heavy TBR with a lot of chunky books on it because I'm punishing myself, I guess. So first we have the Sugar and Spice Book Club pick, which is Gothicana by Runix. I've actually already read this book and rated it 3 stars, so you're probably like, why are you reading it again then if you didn't really love it? But this book is actually being republished with a publisher. It was originally indie published, and I'm excited to give it another shot. You know, sometimes my mood can affect my ratings, and with this one that could be the case, so we'll see what happens. But if you don't know what this one is about, is a gothic romance that follows a girl who goes to this school that's like a castle, and she meets Vad, who is the love interest. He's a professor part-time for the school, and there's a really creepy mystery in this book as well. And I think my opinion was that the vibes and the mystery of this book was way better than the romance. So I'm excited to see what I think about it now that it's been like a couple years. We'll see what happens. I feel like I might like it a little bit more when it's edited, and it probably has slight changes. If you want to read it with us, the live show will be on Tuesday, the 27th at 8 Eastern. Then we have another book club pick, which is A Fragile Enchantment by Allison Saft. The Whiners, which was a book club that I was a part of at the very beginning of my booktube journey, has decided to come back bi-monthly for just reading and friends and vibes, and this is the one that got chosen. It is a England Regency inspired romance with fantasy elements. I'm really excited for it. It follows a dressmaker, and she gets hired for the royal wedding, and she befriends the groom, and there's some mysteries, intrigue, and it says it has the heart of a Ghibli film, and that just makes me so excited. I really love Allison Saft's writing style. I read Afar Wilder Magic back in maybe like a couple years ago. It's also young adult, and I just love to fly through these sometimes in between my heavier dark romances. I love this cover. It's just so gorgeous. And yeah, so if you want to join us, be sure to look out for the live show. We're excited about it. Then classic literature is on my channel this month. I picked a kidnapping romance called Better Run, and the first live show is this Monday, and the second one is the 20th. So dates are set. We're excited. It's a 200-ish page book. It's going to be so fun and fresh. It's Stockholm Syndrome romance kidnapper. That's all I know about it, but I'm very excited for some good laughs, some good times, and I think I'll really like this one. I love me a good kidnapper romance, so we'll see how this one goes on Monday. Then we have Where's Molly by H.D. Carlton, which comes out this month, and I'm so excited. It follows Molly's story from the cat and mouse duet Haunting Adeline and Hunting Adeline. It's strongly suggested that you read that duet first, but I already did, so I'm very excited for it, and it's going to be a dark romance once again. It follows a girl who was in a trafficking situation, and that's all I'll really say without spoiling more about the other books. But if you know, you are probably also really excited for this one. I don't know if it's full length or if it's a novella length, but either way, I'm ready. Then we have A Serpentine Valentine by Jana Darling. This one is a Sapphic Dark Academia Medusa-inspired romance, and that already had me on board, but my friends have also been raving about this one lately, so I had to put it on the priority list. And I'm definitely due for a Sapphic romance. I haven't read one in a while. From what I know of the story, it follows a revenge plot. This girl is being assaulted or harassed in some way by a teacher, I believe, and she got blamed for seduction, and the president is the one who accused her of seduction and kind of played this off as nothing. And so she is now going after the president's daughter. Yes, so excited for this. I really want to pick it up like right now, but I'm in the middle of other books, so I can't. But this one I'm very excited for. It might be one that I pick up in the next week or so. Next we have Sophie Lark's new release that's called The Love Contract, and it is a contemporary romance that is more rom-com style. So I don't know how to feel about this, but I'm definitely going to read it and see how it is. It is a fake dating romance that has bribing and enemies to lovers, forced proximity, all things that I love. I just worry because I put Sophie Lark in a box kind of, and I'm afraid to venture out. But a lot of authors have been going out of their comfort zone lately, and I love to see it. If I was an author, I would do the same thing because I would get bored of writing in one subgenre. So I'm gonna give it a shot and hopefully it's good. Speaking of authors who are going into new subgenres, we have J. Rose writing as Jessalyn Thorne, and this is gonna be her pen name for more fantasy, paranormal romances, and her first release under this pen name is If You Break, and it is an MFM love triangle, secret society of the undead romance. It just sounds so good. I love her writing, so I'll probably love it, but I will definitely let you guys know, and hopefully I can pick up some more fantasy romances or paranormal romances with it. Then I have one really large commitment this month that I made for myself back in January, and that is the Boys of Tommen series. Now I've cut it back a little bit because I think I was a little bit over eager. I thought I would read all 4 books that are out in this series in one vlog, but that's just like too much for my brain right now. So I'm gonna be doing parts, and I'm gonna start with these 2, and hopefully I can finish it by the end of February. If not, it will roll into March. But I want to at least start the series and start with Binding 13. If you don't know what this series is, I don't know much either, honestly. It is lacrosse, I think, and it's emotional romance, but I've seen it actually in the young adult section at Barnes & Noble's, and I didn't know that it was young adult, actually. So I don't know what to expect with this one, but I hear it's a really good romance and a lot of angst, and people cry and laugh and all that stuff, and I just wanted to pick it up because it's been on my shelves for over a year. Need to read my physical TBR. Then we have another chunker that I probably won't be able to get to, but I'm trying to read slowly and surely. I am rereading Crescent City, which I read back when COVID first started. And when I first started my channel, this was one of the first books that I ever read. And it just brings back a lot of memories and a lot of just a different time in my life. It's so weird to look back on videos and recognize how far you've come, how much more confident you've become, and growing old. It's just so weird, but it's weird to have an actual collection of videos from a time that you are no longer in. You know what I mean? I don't know. But yeah, I'm reading Crescent City as we speak, just on occasion when I'm in between books. And I'm going slowly. I'm just enjoying my time. And then this chunky one, I never finished. No ma'am. I did take the whole day off when it came out. And then I failed that mission. I failed the mission, but I was tabbing. So I don't know what I was tabbing, but I had a whole system down. I even like had a little transparent sticky note and all that stuff, and it must have been going well. I don't remember anything, but she's here. So I really need to read it. And I've heard really good things. It's not that I don't want to read it. It's just, it's a lot of commitment. And it takes all of my brain power to read these books because they're so, you really got to pay attention to what's going on because things come up later. And you can't just passively read with these books. So I'm hoping to get to that one. And then some more fantasy romances. I just picked up Sanctuary of a Shadow. And then I read the reviews and realized I should have looked at them before I bought it because apparently people hate this book, but I thought it looked really good. So I'm sad. I don't know. I thought this one looked good. It said it had a mysterious circus, and I love that element in stories. And then we have elementals and sex. All right. So I said, obviously that's gonna be good. Apparently not, but I can't let reviews sway me, okay? Sometimes I really disagree with reviews, and I will tell you, one time I read a book that was like under 3.5 on Goodreads, and I hadn't even looked at the reviews before. It was like a Raylo fanfic, Halloween inspired one. And then I read it, it was like 5 stars. I was like, this was so good. It's so cheesy, but so good. And then I read the reviews and I was like, these people are all crazy. Like, they don't get it. They don't get it. And that's okay, but I do. And then the last fantasy romance is The Ever King. This one I just got. I've just seen it floating around. I was like, that sounds right up my alley. It has pirates, it has darker fantasy romance elements to it, and it is enemies to lovers. And people have been saying it's a true enemies to lovers. So that's exciting. The second book I think just came out also. So I do really want to pick this one up as soon as I can. And then lastly, I know I'm not going to get to all of these, but I just wanted to tell you my plans, okay? I have football romances. Ooh, okay. So these are some options for football romances. I'm probably going to only read 2 or 3, but I planned on reading, you know, the Super Bowl weekend football romances. So we first have The Hookup by Kristen Callahan. This is also a great thing to do because I've had these on my shelves for quite a while and it just gets rid of my physical TBR and that makes me happy. So The Hookup is your standard like friends with benefits. If it's even that, I think they have a one night stand or something and then she wants to continue it or he wants to continue it, but he really actually wants her like legitimately and she does not, and he's the star quarterback of the football team. It says the rules: no kissing, no staying the night, no telling anyone, and above all, no falling in love. So it has very typical sports romance vibes, but I've heard really good things about this one. I bought this one at a used bookstore. Then we have Beg You to Trust Me by B. Celeste. I think this one is the one that follows a girl who doesn't remember this party she was at, and I think she thinks she did something with somebody and she doesn't remember it, but this football player ended up helping her that night and has been friends with her ever since, and it's friends to lovers. So I'm excited for it. I like B. Celeste a lot. I usually really like her books, so I really need to get to this, and it's a whole series. I think this is the second book in this series. Then we have Hands Down by Marina Zapata. This book was actually gifted to me by the roomies quite a long time ago, more than 2 years ago for sure. This one follows a character that we met in Wall of Winnipeg and Me, which if you're looking for a football romance to read during the Super Bowl season, that one is amazing. Slow burn. It's really chunky, but it's so good. This one follows a character that we met. I think it's gonna be Second Chance, obviously slow burn because it's Marina Zapata, and I need to get to it. So I actually think this one might be on the top of my priority list between all of these. Then we have Playing Hard to Get by Monica Murphy. This one is your typical football player tutor. It's a match made in heaven and it has decent reviews, but I usually like Monica Murphy's writing. This is a whole series that has multiple books already. This woman writes so many books so quickly. I don't know how she does it, but slay. Then the last one is Say You Swear by Megan Brandy. I've heard really good things about this one. I also see a ton of 1-star reviews on Goodreads. I know it's probably because it became a TikTok sensation like last year or something. So I'm sure it just has a lot of differing opinions, but we have a love triangle in this book and a beach house. Something happens. She was with this love of her life for a moment and then he kind of like abandons her and this guy befriends her and it's a love triangle between those two, I think. And yeah, I don't know what happens, but people get really emotional about this book and some people love it, some people hate it. It's thick, so I don't know if I'll choose this one for Super Bowl weekend, but if I'm feeling a love triangle, I definitely will. This one is the hardcover version. I don't remember when I got this, but it was quite a long time ago, but I like the inside formatting and everything. And again, I need to read my physical TBR. So this is a great way to do so. So yeah, those are all the books that I'm hoping to get to. Obviously I won't get to them all. I'm not superhuman, but if you have any other football recommendations or you really think I should read one of those as priority, let me know down below in the comments. And I will be rooting for the Chiefs because the Lions didn't win. I'm so upset. I never actually watched football in my life until Michigan was in the running for getting to the Super Bowl. Okay, obviously I'm going to watch, and I was so invested. I was depressed that day and the next day. So I'm still like sad about it. I don't even watch football like that. I was so sad. I couldn't believe people actually do this every week during football season, but they had a really good season and I'm obviously going to be rooting for the Taylor Swift team. Okay. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. I hope you guys have a great reading month and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.